Okay, everybody, so on this one, we were supposed to identify the reactants and the products in the chemical equation and also tell if it's balanced or unbalanced. So, quite frankly, RIP. So, come on, draw. So, RIP. So that's the reactants. This arrow means those reactants are going to turn into P for products. So everything after the arrow is going to be products. And that's the way it's going to work on all your equations. So everything over here is reactants. Everything after the arrow are going to be your products. So to figure out what this is, I like to identify each element. So every time you see a new capital letter, it's a new element. And whatever elements you have on the left, you're going to have on the right. So if you look at calcium, you'll notice that there is one calcium atom. If you look at nitrogen, you'll notice there are two nitrogen atoms. This little 3 goes with the calcium, and that little 2 next to the capital N goes with nitrogen. So now we compare Ca and 3, Ca1 and 3, they do not match up. They match up, but anytime you have any elements that do not match up, we call this unbalanced chemical equation. Unbalanced. You get the idea. Okay, next one. Same thing again. Everything before the arrow are reactants. Everything after the arrow are products. That arrow means that these reactants turn into a new substance with different properties, which is product. And so if we go over here, we identify each element. The way we identify each element is look at the capital letters, and that is a lowercase l for chlorine. And we have C and Cl again over here. So now we count the number of atoms of each. So carbon, there's just one. This little 2 goes with the chlorine, so there's 2 chlorine. We have 1 carbon, and that little 4 only goes with the chlorine, so there's 4. Our carbons match up, but our chlorine does not match up. So therefore, this is unbalanced again. And now we look at the next one. So once again, these are our reactants. That arrow means it turns into, and these both are the products in this chemical equation. So we look at it, so we identify each element symbol. So in this case, we have a capital A, lowercase l, and then a capital O. And we have the same thing, same exact elements on this side. Capital A, lowercase l, and a capital O for oxygen. And the capital A and lowercase l is aluminum. So now we count the number of atoms. So we have 2, subscript 2, and then a subscript 3. And that 2 in front means we got to multiply both of those. So we do 2 times 2, and then 3 times 2. So that's giving us 4 aluminum and 6 oxygen on the reactant side. Now we do 4 times 1, which is 4, and we stop there because there's a plus sign. So we start over. So now we do 3 times 2. So 2 is the subscript, and we multiplied it by 3, which is the coefficient, and we get 6. And you compare those, 4 atoms of aluminum, 4 atoms of aluminum, 6 atoms of oxygen, 6 atoms of oxygen on both sides, then this is balanced. Balanced.